Yeah, welcome. After carrying the various food tests, you may also be required to give precautions you carried to ensure that the experiments were done accurately. First, all measurements were done accurately in order to have good results. Two, when two or more test tubes were used, the test tubes were labeled to avoid mix-up. For example, you are giving two food samples, P and Q. You label the test tubes P and Q so you don't mix up the observation from the various test tubes. The next observation, you are working with glassware. Test tubes and other glassware were handled carefully in order to avoid breakage. The timing of heating was done accurately. The labels on the reagent bottles or containers or beakers were carefully read before collected to ensure the right reagents were collected. So you see, when you give this type of points in these answers in point form. Now, you may also be asked to give the limitations and uses of the food composition table, which we have treated in other lessons, as well as you may be asked to do calculations on the food composition table. Now, you should note that all the values of food items that are given on the food composition table have been given per 100 grams edible portion. So take for example, you are given a question that an individual consumes 50 grams of puff puff made out of wheat flour. Now, use the food composition table to calculate the quantity of carbohydrates obtained from the food sample. So you are going to move now to your food composition table, and since you know that wheat is under the food group cereals, you go to cereals. Then under cereals, you read the labels of the various food items. They are written alphabetically, so you go to W where you will see wheat. If on the question you are given 85% extraction wheat flour, on the table you are going to see different extraction rates. You move to the 85% extraction rate and you move across it and you read on top to read the carbohydrate value. If, for example, you read that it has 8 grams of carbohydrates, for example, you would say 100 grams of 85% wheat flour contains 8 grams of carbohydrates. 50 grams of the wheat flour, which was used in making the puff puff, is going to contain an unknown value, which you call X. Then you cross multiply. By doing the cross multiplication, you realize that 100X